What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Nacho Wrestling, and in today's video we are going to be counting down the top 10 people that I would like to see face Gunther for his World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I want to make it clear before I start the list. I do not think all these guys mentioned will actually have a match with Gunther during his World Heavyweight Championship reign. I just think it would be cool to see them have a match against Gunther for his World Heavyweight Championship. Nor do I think any of these guys should actually beat Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, with a few exceptions here and there. And that's mainly because Gunther's World Heavyweight Championship reign has just started. It doesn't really make sense to try and book out when he should lose it when he just won the belt less than a month ago. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay up to date on all things Nacho Wrestling. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the 10 count. Number 10, Braun Breaker. Now, Braun would definitely be higher on this list if he did not recently just win the Intercontinental title at the same PLE that Gunther won the World Heavyweight title at. I do think it's a possibility that this match could happen in the future, just maybe after Breaker has eventually dropped the Intercontinental title, especially if the Intercontinental title is going to be going from person to person while Gunther has the World Heavyweight Championship. The match itself would be a banger. If I'm not mistaken, the two never got a chance to cross paths in NXT, especially once NXT UK and NXT Main merged. Gunther's strikes and chops in the match, plus Braun Breaker's speed and agility, would just meld well together, and I think the match could end up being something that no one thinks is that good, but when you go back and rewatch it, it has a high rewatch value compared to a lot of other Braun Breaker matches. Number 9, Kevin Owens. Now, I know Kevin Owens is slated to have a match with Cody Rhodes at Bash in Berlin, and it could end up being a multi-match feud with Kevin Owens turning heel either during the match or after the match. But everyone and their grandmother knows that Kevin Owens is not going to be taking that belt off Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes isn't going to be losing that belt anytime soon. Kevin Owens versus Gunther is another match that would just absolutely bang on every level, especially if Kevin Owens finally turns back into the prize fighter from 2016-2017 and sees Gunther as the ultimate prize because they both have a genuine respect for the craftsmanship of professional wrestling. Or Gunther might just call him street trash like he did Priest. Number 8, Chad Gable. This one should be an obvious one. Gable and Gunther already have a lot of history together on the main roster from the Intercontinental title feud, and they have excellent in-ring chemistry together as well. It would be a little tougher to accomplish since Chad Gable is currently in the middle of a feud with the Wyatt Six, and both guys are heels right now, but in Triple H's WWE, a heel versus heel is definitely a lot easier to book than under the Vince McMahon era of WWE. Also, SummerSlam 2026 is a 2-night event in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And where's Chad Gable from? Minneapolis, Minnesota. So imagine that finally, after 2 years of holding the World Heavyweight Championship, Chad Gable finally steps up and is finally able to beat Gunther, not by countout, not by disqualification, but a nice, quick, easy 1-2-3 in the ring in his hometown at a big PLE match. Come on. It sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Number 7, Finn Balor. I will die on the hill that Finn Balor deserves one more opportunity to be the main event guy for WWE, especially because we finally got the Gunther versus Finn match that we've been waiting for since NXT Worlds Collide. And yeah, it might have just been a sampling of what the two can do in the ring together, but imagine they run it back 3 more times for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther beats him the first time, and Finn beats him the second and third time. It's easy. And there's definitely no bias there for me. Definitely no bias at all. The other thing is with Finn as the new head of the Judgment Day, it would exactly be what he needs to catapult him back into the main event scene of Raw with the likes of Gunther, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, and hell, even former Judgment Day running buddy Damian Priest. Number 6, Oba Femi. Oba is primarily on here because how easily he could fit into a Gunther-style match. He's quickly found his groove in NXT as the big, agile badass who can do anything in the ring that someone his size shouldn't be able to do. As of right now, he is currently holding the North American title in NXT and is on pace to become the longest reigning and best North American champion, in my opinion. So while the match may not happen in the near immediate future or in this current world title reign for Gunther, I think it's a match that could happen maybe later on in a year, 2 years' time. It may be even able to main event a WrestleMania one day. Number 5, Sami Zayn. This one should be another no-brainer, just like Chad Gable. There's already an established feud in history between the two. For Sami, his story leading up to WrestleMania 40 with his match against Gunther seems perfect to have a continuation within the World Heavyweight Championship scene. For Gunther, it could also be about him proving that the loss to Sami at WrestleMania was what he says it was, a fluke victory, and he won't let it happen again, especially to someone like Sami. Either way, I think this is one of the few people on the list that will for sure challenge Gunther in the future and has a slightly better chance than other names on this list to actually beat him. Number 4. Drew McIntyre. Speaking of guys that should 100% beat Gunther for this World Heavyweight Championship, Drew McIntyre has had somewhat of a career renaissance this past couple of months with his feud with CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Gunther and him have met twice before, once in a triple threat match with Sheamus at WrestleMania 39. Both matches were great and showed the chemistry between the two big brawling badasses. I could legitimately see Drew winning the belt off Gunther and bringing the World Heavyweight Championship over to the CM Punk Seth Rollins feud and having that match inevitably happen at WrestleMania 41 in Vegas with all three men vying for the belt and vying for that bracelet. Number 3, AJ Styles. As of right now, AJ is doing butt-fuck nothing on WWE TV. We haven't seen him since Backlash France, I believe, when he lost in the I Quit match to Cody Rhodes. AJ has made it clear that once his contract is up, he's probably not going to be signing any new WWE or wrestling contracts altogether, and he will be retiring once this is up. All that being said, I think it would be a legitimate crime if AJ Styles and Gunther did not meet once inside a WWE ring, especially for one of the biggest prizes in all of WWE. AJ helping out Gunther and giving him a win would not only cement AJ as one of the true WWE guys in the past 10 years, but it would also prove that Gunther is one of the best to ever do it and is a legitimate world champion, beating someone who's wrestled for every major company imaginable. Number 2, John Cena. Speaking of beating guys to make Gunther a believable top guy in the WWE, John Cena should 110% have a match with Gunther during his farewell tour of 2025. It's all but certain that the match is going to happen. We've heard it rumored, we've heard it in the dirt sheets. It's just a matter of time and where and when. Ideally, I think it would take place at the Royal Rumble. This has Cena not taking anyone's spot from the Rumble match itself, but it also leaves an open-ended question of, could Cena actually walk into WrestleMania this year as the 17-time champion? Or, more likely, and what should actually happen, is that Cena takes a devastating loss to Gunther and doesn't know what he's going to do on the road to WrestleMania this year. Number 1, Ilya Dragunov. Was there ever a doubt that Ilya wasn't going to be number 1 on this list? The chemistry and history between these two is just too vast and too good not to be done in a WWE ring on the main stage. They have chemistry that is just off the charts, like Bret and Owen or Bret and Shawn. These two have an intense history, as I just mentioned, meeting each other in the ring in some way, shape, or form over 34 different times according to CageMatch.net. Like I said, it would be silly if these two didn't meet for the World Heavyweight Championship at least once. It was rumored and everyone thought it was going to be Ilya versus Gunther at Bash in Berlin, but it seems like they're going to be holding off and saving this match for later down the line. That's it for today's video. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments below. Who do you want to see Gunther defend his World Heavyweight Championship against next? Who do you not want to see Gunther defend his World Heavyweight Championship against? Like I said, let me know down in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell to stay up to date on all things Nacho Wrestling. And I will see you guys next time.